Last year, public companies in the US spent $27 billion on a single budget item. It wasn't spent on new product development or product promotions. It was spent on regulatory compliance. That's right, companies spent $27 billion proving to auditors that they're running their businesses responsibly. In other words, proving that they're not another Enron. Why? Well, largely because IT departments in these organizations don't have the information they need to manage the real risks affecting their companies. They rely on spreadsheets, pages of printouts, and stacks of binders. They throw people and consulting dollars at the problem. All in all, it's enormous inefficiency. I'm Mark McLean, CEO and founder of SailPoint Technologies, and this is Nick Crown, our technical product manager. We're here today to introduce SailPoint Compliance IQ, software that automates and streamlines the compliance process. Our unique approach enables companies to focus their compliance efforts based on measured risk, a capability we're going to demonstrate for you right now. In our demo scenario, Nick will play the part of an IT compliance manager. Hey, that's a nice visor, Nick. In this role, Nick must validate that users' access to critical applications and data are appropriate. This is actually a key requirement of many security and privacy mandates such as Sarbanes-Oxley and HIPAA. Last month, Nick spent over 60 hours poring over a report listing users and their access privileges to a single enterprise application. This isn't at all uncommon in a large company. And as you can see, Nick's having a lot of fun doing that. Now, with SailPoint Compliance IQ, Nick's life is about to change in a big way. Here we're going to look at SailPoint's Risk Scorecard, which is a key component of our product that assembles all the data Nick needs to review users' access to critical applications.
Well, what I really like about Compliance IQ is how I can quickly locate trouble areas using the Risk Scorecard, even with thousands of users and dozens of applications. I can start by viewing risk data across all corporate divisions, like you see here, then quickly drill down to a single division. I'm now viewing a visual profile of users across all departments scored by risk, and scores are calculated based off of dozens of factors in the IT environment, and they're refreshed regularly, factoring in any changes.
From this view, we can see that the IT department represents the highest risk group in the organization, with over 75 of their employees with either maximum risk or high risk scores indicated by the red and orange bars at the top there. Now, even a guy with a visor like Nick can tell that we need to do a better job managing users' access to this application. In fact, it represents a real business risk if we don't. Statistics show that over 70% of breaches resulting in monetary loss involved insiders with access to sensitive data.
Hey, I like my visor.
And it's a nice visor.
By clicking on an item on the scorecard, I can immediately get more detailed information on a specific area. When I click on the red portion of the bar for the IT department, I get a more detailed view of the users in the IT department ranked by their risk score.
We're now looking at a view that shows all of the IT users with maximum risk scores, ranked again in order based on data that we mine from the enterprise. As we can see, Chris Shipley is the most important user in this view. And that score, by the way, was calculated based on factors that were mined from across the enterprise. These factors can be derived from such things as how many critical systems does this user have access to based on his or her job function? How long has he or she been an employee with the company? And have any policy violations been detected in the past?
That's right, Mark. And from this view, I can easily drill down to look at an individual user to pinpoint exactly why he or she poses an increased risk. In this case, we'll click on Chris Shipley, since she's obviously our biggest problem.
Wow. I knew that Chris was one of Fortune's top 10 minds in small business. I didn't realize she'd had time to become a high-risk IT employee on the side. Kind of surprising. By looking at Chris's individual risk profile, we're going to be able to see the exact factors that contributed to her overall risk score.
What I can immediately see here is that Chris's job functions give her high-level access to 3 of our critical business applications. We've also detected 2 policy violations for Chris, and in this case, they're separation of duty violations. I can also see that no one in management has reviewed Chris's access permissions in over 4 months, and that her activity is not being tracked.
From this risk scorecard screen, Nick can address the issues he's referenced by clicking on the Activate Mitigating Controls button down here on the lower left. He'll be able to take immediate action to reduce Chris's score and lower her overall risk profile.
I'm now going to select two options that I think are necessary to reduce risk in this situation. First, I'm going to turn on activity monitoring for all the systems that Chris has access to. With this enabled, SailPoint will begin to automatically log the activities that Chris performs on these applications and will route reports of her activity to her manager on a weekly basis. I'm also going to schedule an immediate managerial certification for Chris. Now, this will automatically send a summary report of her access permissions to her manager for approval.
Now, we have confidence we'll be able to keep Chris and the executives at her company out of jail. As we've seen, SailPoint has been able to manage the risk applications that she needed, and today it is the only solution in the market that enables users to manage their compliance processes based on measured risk. Now, these companies will be able to quit spending so much time and money managing the audit process and get back to building cool products for all of us. Thanks for your time and attention this afternoon. We'll be in the demo pavilion at booth number 45.